Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Finding the Spirit Inside. This is Diann Henry. I'm here with my brother, Steve Henry, who is who is the guide along the path to return to the spirits inside. Good morning, Steve. How are you?
I'm great, but you've been improving because you're not stumbling on that introduction. But everything in truth, it has to rest. So anytime you stumbling, anybody, if you stumbling, that's meaning it don't rest. It don't rest in the spirit. In other words, when you going A, B, C, that means it ain't resting. It's impossible with ABCs because it's gonna always settle in place. Because you can't remember nothing. But if you have to try to keep up with it, what you gonna do when you get 100 miles down the road? Because anywhere you start in life at any point, with birth or whatever, you got to catch up to the time of right now. And once you step out of it, it don't, right now go to tomorrow. Because you understand what I'm saying? If you don't catch up to right now, how are you going to see? And once you see it one time, it's a window inside of you. You don't have to study or learn none of that. You can't never study that and learn that because you can't leave it that way. Because it becomes part of you. You see the same thing. And anytime you're going to do something new, all the old things got to go to fading away from the one that furthest away from you. They got to go to going away one by one. If they don't go away, you can't go the other way. And that means it's not in other words, that's the purpose of that graph, the spirit of truth. If you get the alphabet, it's going you didn't know anything about it and you rose up to a certain level. You follow me, Diann? And then with the level, once you get the alphabet, it ain't never gonna be able to move in this consciousness level. It's gonna always be right there. But once you get it, you know the alphabet. So I can show you get 6, A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y and practice it. And you practice that, you bounce right along with it, right? Because you got the alphabet, you have to practice to get it, you get this and you practice to get it. Now, when you merge those two together, the only way they'll go together, and they're the only two that go together, and it rises up like that. So the vowels, it takes you up to the syllables. So the alphabet and the vowels together, they make the syllables, right?
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, now. All right, then they become one when they make the syllable, right? But you use that alphabet, vowels, and syllables, and they makes the words that come up. They come up when they come up the bounce and you put them together, then they makes the words by going up another tier, right? And the next time, you got to go alphabet, vowels, syllables, words, and then you choose the noun. In other words, you can't, if you don't never leave the alphabet, can you go up there and any other places?
No.
It'd be impossible, right? But if you keep moving, will you be still going around and around the same place?
No.
If you keep moving upwards, I should say. If you keep moving along the axis of the graph, can you still be going round and around the same place?
No.
But anytime you stop, you can't go no further, but you're still moving, so you're going around and around and around, right?
Yes.
Okay, now, so according to that spirit of truth, if you don't never go where you haven't been yet, can you ever gain anything?
No.
And if you can't gain on the timeline, and it ain't gonna never stop, every 24 hours it's gonna be that set distance. Are you ever gonna catch up to right now?
No.
See, that right now is inside of you. It's just like when you see how to tell time. Once you see it inside of you, every time you look at the clock, it's right now. The thing you're doing right now, is this something right now or something from 5 minutes ago?
Right now.
Okay, now right now is the right now time. I can't come back. I'm still out there in the gazillions, but I can come back here because you're my sister. But if you practice right now, and you get good at what you practice, but you can't know it without practicing it, right?
Right.
And you're the only one inside there. You're the only one can determine when to practice what you do, because nobody else can. Who in there? It's of no value to not one. There's not one person on this planet think that they got value inside of anybody else out there. You ain't got no value, nobody out in the world. That's out in the world. You got to come away from the world and turn your light on. Everything you see is the light of what somebody do. But if you're out in the middle of them, how can you see it? You won't be able to see it. Okay, now if you can't see it and you're the only one inside there, who have to do something about it? Everybody out there lost too. And every one of them believe they're gonna be all right, but it's gonna be in the next life because the con man told them that. But let me tell you, in my lifetime in the 60s, the people who used to sell cars, the people all the time, the used car salesmen, you ever heard of them? Mm-hmm. Okay, you know what they do now?
What they do?
They sell religion to the people. That's the same character. You think the people got something? You keep going back to get the same thing. How you gonna go somewhere? It's the things in doctrine that lives. In other words, when the story about Joseph and Potiphar's wife and all that stuff, right there. But the 2 + 2 = 4 they used down there, it was the gospel truth. It's the same 2 + 2 = 4 right now. It's still living. But the Joseph and the Potiphar's wife, what can you gain by knowing their story?
I don't know.
Not a single thing, right? So if you spend your lifetime inside of your only place of being, your only world, everything for you got to be inside of it with you. But if you spend your lifetime outside, I couldn't imagine. I ain't never been out there, but I see people. I know it's got to be difficult. I see people who I don't know what happened, but I know the people who I work with, the ones who work with me and listen at the talk. After a while, I see them go off and shine their light in the world. But all of them say, nope, that's crazy. They still going riding around with you. And so that's why I said, we're talking this thing. It ain't for nobody. But because it's at the level where you enter it. It's at the level where you put the thing out there. And all them way down there. You know what I'm saying? The level when they put the records and the thing out there, that's where you enter in the thing. But it's a long way from there, the way Elon Musk is going to space. My thing over there on the other side of them. So if I put something out there, it's got to be over there. I ain't tied to none of my people from where I come from. I can't come out there. Everything mine, but I can't get to none of my people and grandchildren, none of them. Been trying it all my life. Hell, I'm an old man now. But when I take my thing to the news, I can't, how can I make it disappear? It's on the other side of theirs. It's a secret now. Anyone who see it, they know why it's a secret. It's a character. When you see, I don't care who it is, anybody, they go stand on the soap opera and talk. The people of their character is going to come around and right. Yeah, that's when people start talking in the schoolhouse. You see the ones of that character, I'm gonna vote for him, I'm gonna vote for that. It's the same way in everything. When you Justin Bieber go to a certain crowd of people and Britney Spears go across the road, she got that, they ain't the same people. Then the wrestler coming to town, he got his, everybody got their character. When they see their character, they're drawn to it, right? Recruit you. Are you drawn to that?
Say no.
Right, because you only can come to when you're drawn to something, you can come, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I can't recruit you in what you do, but by me going along with you, the rest of them think I'm crazy, right? There ain't nothing to me. I'm on the inside. I'm the king. You got to be your own. Ain't nothing outside of you. Everything you find inside your skin, who you think it belongs to?
You.
Once your window closes around about 16, your window gonna close. Because if you don't bring your gift out, you're gonna put a gap in it. So the next generation got to bring it. And the only way you can ever tell what your gift is, what somebody else brings, because it's sealed, so you can't bring the same thing. It's not in there anymore. If you didn't bring the touch tone phone, that means that a latter generation behind you brought it. Now you got to bring a phone. And just like the numbers stacked up inside, on the inside, everything already in there. There's nothing can be new. It has to fit into the grid of, ain't nothing new. You can tell. Can any of them numbers and stuff you know move? Can the color blue ever move? Ain't nothing can move or change in doctrine. I mean, it's all, and it's not, there's nothing just sitting and waiting. Just like the airplanes are flying all the time, cars are going all the time. It's going all the time. The baby see all that in his dreams when he land in the crib. The baby bring you somewhere. Like Joe Jackson did Michael Jackson. You follow him. He'll lead you around doing something new. Something new got to be done first. You can't learn nothing first and do it because you learned it from somewhere else new. You can't cash in on nobody else's reward because there's no one inside of you but you. But you can go out. If someone leads you out, they can't lead you out showing the same thing, can they?
No.
You gotta be all right now because the newness lights up the house, and then when you light up the house, when the whole inside is lit, that means what? I guess we should have went to that Luke chapter 11. Let me see. We'll probably do that. We're gonna do chapter 4 today, right? Of John. I need to show about this life. Because when inside of you, when you light up inside of you, when you ain't got to look outside for nothing, you can do anything you want to. You don't have to remember it. Once you see it inside, boom, but it's just like the alphabet vowel noun. You got to see them one time, start from alphabet vowel noun, going into read. And then you got the foundation of the women. Everything got to have that foundation like the spirit of truth. If you ain't got it, you ain't gonna see it. You know, you can't see it. You know that, right? But when you got it, everyone who got the same level, you see the same thing, right?
Okay.
But the one who don't do algebra, he can't see it, right?
Nope.
And when you start out doing like everything, it's got 12 steps. But when you start out, that's when you got to be strict. Like you got the 12 numbers. You got it's 10 numbers. It's a space where it jump over that space and the comma. That's the foundation of the number. You know what I mean? There ain't no more. Ain't never gonna be. It's the foundation. It's the 12 of them. Well, it's 10 numbers. It's that space where it jump over with it every time the number go over to make it go to the backside. You know what I'm saying? What is that called? And the punctuation, when they get to the 1,000, you have to go to the top. That's all. There ain't nothing else. But they'll just run right in that doctrine forever. You can't add nothing in and take nothing out. That's the way everything do it, just moving everywhere. Everything got a number in it. Everything you see. Everything, they just moving all the time. It's part of something just moving. But if you go around looking for them, how you gonna ever do anything else? But as you pass them in life by having the spirit, you identify them. Anyway, we done announced the thing. What my minute's looking like? I'll get into something happen.
You got about 6 minutes of free talk.
Okay, so back to you. Yeah, that introduction is way better because it's settling. But anytime something don't settle, that means you got to move. You got to find it inside of you. You know it's there, right? But if I was there trying to show you, other words, if anybody show you something that you didn't find inside, it's gonna always be that way, right? But if they lead you to you on the inside, they show you, if they show you 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the inside of you, you can see it, right?
Okay.
Right. Well, because you know the addition in the numbers. But if they show you 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and claim it to be 4, you cannot see that in there, can you? So you can know automatically they're wrong, right?
Yeah.
You know the truth. I mean, it ain't what nobody said is the truth. It's the things that line up. Now, it don't necessarily mean they're a lie, but you can't take it as the truth inside of your house, can you? Not know it? What kind of sense that make? Because everything can go inside that house, it's got to be true. If you got it and it's not inside that house, where it's got to be? On the outside.
Outside.
Can you be outside and inside at the same time?
No.
But now you can come away from the outside and go on the inside. Come away from the inside and go on the outside. All you want to get you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can leave from one, you can go inside and out the house all you want. But you're not going to take and keep that background behind you and go outside too. But it ain't gonna go nowhere. So you leave away for go out there and have yourself a ball on the outside. It's got its own background, its own trees and cars, all kind of stuff out there. And you come back inside the room, it's all right there, right? You don't be lost nothing. But most people out in the world, in order to leave, they think it's a great thing got to happen. No, you don't add nothing. You just subtract all the things that's not true. So when you go outside that door, all the things that's true, it's inside of you. You know them inside of you. Like, man, you can use it anywhere you go. You drive, you swim, you walk, everything you got, those are true. Everything that you can take with you anywhere is true. Everything you can't take with you everywhere, it ain't true. And what that is, it ain't gonna change. And if you are holding on to it, holding on to riches, what good that's gonna do? It can't add nothing to the world. It's come from the world. And the world gonna love its own. It don't reward non-participants in the world. Do it. God got to be done from the inside out. The world is outside. It can't come in. And once your window closed, ain't no way. If you over 16 years old, there's no way your window can open. It's just a one-way ticket. It's just like your birthday. You can't go back. Oh, I want to play that graph. The one that you still making a copy of that, right? To write the things on there. But that, I don't need that part today. You making that graph. And you're gonna write the little thing about the father, the children underneath and your mother and father down the front.
Okay. Yeah.
I need to show this in so we can be getting get something across here.
Hold, please.
Yes, yeah. We found it. You got it.
Yeah, I got it.
Coolest one of them all. But you got to do them in that order. Just take them in and pass right on by. Now this here is let's say a company, let's just say everything work the same way. You got to go them 12 steps. But let's say, for instance, you have the dream. All you'll see is the thing to start. But once you start that thing, it's going to come back to you or something. If you do one of these things, it's going to come back to you. And when it do, you got to teach a person to hold that first grade for you. Exactly like you did. It can't move because if it's just like the alphabet. Once you get the alphabet, you show somebody the alphabet. Same thing with these things. You get one people, you know you got it because you showed it to somebody else. And once they see it, that means you got it. All right. Then when you train them to hold the first grade, you, the one, the thing open up going to be, you stand on top of them and go to the second step. Okay, you got it? When you get that one, you got to let this person who come last, because you got to write it down as you go, and because it's written down, it's the record, it stays in this, the writing stay here. This is the business plan. So the new person come in there, and that person come in third, he moves up here, then you go up again. You got me? So you'll be on this line. Then another person come in, and got to start at one. This one The last one goes up, the next one goes up, the next one goes up, and you be ignored. Otherwise, they got to go that same way. So when they get there, the same, it's the 12 all the way around. That's the circle. You feel me? Every time you hire a person, he got to go in every one of these blocks, then come back. Then come back. But you go straight up. Once you teach this one that, you don't want to see the next one. Once every time these people come here, it's wrote down. They learning you're doing. It's the same thing. It's like Home Depot. Everybody just go up a notch and then you're coming off the top. You feel me? But all things work like this. And once you get to the end, you don't stay there. You going off, they come off one by one. You keep going when you accomplish things. You don't stop. Because if you stop right here, you just got to run the company around and round and round all your life. That don't make no damn sense. You keep going. Every time you do one of these, there's the city that you have inside. You have to gain the little things like the alphabet, vowels, now those are houses. Yeah, well, how you read the Bible? You go read it, and then you go let somebody else read you what you know. That makes sense to you? Because once you can't but one person have the dream. Two people can't do it. You got to show this on what you do, and then he show everyone on what you showed him. When you get along here, it's the only way it can go is by what it started with, because the things are on the inside. All these, everything can work this way on inside with you, but you keep journeying. But if you stop, if you stop right here, you just gonna know that the janitor. That's all you gonna do. Other people gonna pass right by you. All of them don't pass right by you are stuck. And when you're stuck, your ass gonna be fucked up, come and burn. Peace. Coolest one of them all.
So that's the end.
Okay, yeah. Okay, now what I showed you that for? You see, it's all the things that we talked about on that video thing.
Mm-hmm.
On this thing we're doing right now, and those the Bible verses, not the Bible, but the ones that's in this story. When if anyone's gonna comment to you, they got to do it within those things in that video. You can't bring nothing into it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So what's there? We done it live. We done it at right now. Only those things, this graph, those verses, these things that's inside of this thing on this Facebook page. It has to grow from there. You can't bring nothing into it. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So if it's commenting, if they inside of there, the ones who, other words, in order for this is like the church inside of you. It ain't nobody else. It's for this character of people that you can receive. It ain't nothing that I'm saying. It grows from it. Whatever, other words, the first stage of it will show you the alphabet. It can't change. Everybody got to come down to the same thing. And instead of doing it in writing, we doing it in talking. For those people who, have to slowly move over. You see what I'm saying? By looking for where it goes, you ain't never gonna see it. But when it goes somewhere, it's just like the video, where it's at. It's right there. How they gonna move? Everything we said and did on the video, I'm leading the video. It don't go, but I always can fill it in. Oh, that's why I asked you the question about is there a way that when you get a little further down the road, with the things that I write on the back of, they're really not to that, they're leading over to it from that other character. But but later on, it's gonna have to be known what I've seen coming across there from the people that's through the other character. Would they be able to find what I write on the back of it on my Facebook page without going to my Facebook page? What I did with that.
You mean from the YouTube? From YouTube?
Yeah, well, they know I wrote on the back of it from there without going to my page.
Do you mean if they saw the video on YouTube, are they going to know that it's also on your Facebook page?
Yeah, that right, and I put behind it.
No.
Okay, now, so what I'm gonna have to do is put them in the comment section.
Okay.
See, the people who, the thing that you'll be doing, it ain't the thing I'm talking about. The thing I'm talking about is the vehicle, and your thing is service that vehicle. It's not there yet. Don't look for it. Just do it, and then it'll come back. You understand what I'm saying? You can't look for it because it's already in place. And how you gonna look for something already in place? You'll fall into it. It's like when you if you go moving to a new city, and it's a 100-mile city wide, and you keep going 5 miles away from it, coming back home and sitting inside the house. 5 miles away from it, coming back home. You ever gonna see the whole city?
No, but let's go ahead and see what John chapter 4 has. Okay, you ready?
Okay.
All
What's
right.
your schedule? You gonna
Chapter
come
4.
back at some point?
When therefore the Lord knew how the Pharisees had heard that Jesus made and baptized more disciples than John, though Jesus himself baptized not, but his disciples, he left Judea and departed again into Galilee. And he must needs go through Samaria. Then cometh he to a city of Samaria, which is called Sychar, near to the parcel of ground that Jacob gave to his son Joseph. Now Jacob's well was there. Jesus therefore, being wearied with his journey, sat thus on the well, and it was about the 6th hour. There cometh a woman of Samaria to draw water. Jesus saith unto her, Give me to drink. For his disciples were gone away unto the city to buy meat. Then saith the woman of Samaria unto him, How is it that thou, being a Jew, askest drink of me, which am a woman of Samaria? For the Jews have no dealings with the Samaritans. Jesus answered and said unto her, If thou knewest the gift of God, and who it is that saith to thee, Give me to drink, thou wouldst have asked of him, and he would have given thee living water. The woman saith unto him, Sir, thou hast nothing to draw with, and the well is deep. From whence then hast thou that living water? Art thou greater than our father Jacob, which gave us the well, and drank thereof himself, and his children, and his cattle? Jesus answered and said unto her, Whosoever drinketh of this water shall thirst again. But whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst. But the water that I shall give him shall be in him a well of water springing up into everlasting life. The woman saith unto him, Sir, give me this water, that I thirst not, neither come hither to draw. Jesus saith unto her, Go, call thy husband, and come hither. The woman answered and said, I have no husband. Jesus said unto her, Thou hast well said, I have no husband, for thou hast had 5 husbands, and he whom thou now hast is not thy husband. In that saidst thou truly. The woman saith unto him, Sir, I perceive that thou art a prophet. Our fathers worshipped in this mountain, and ye say that in Jerusalem is the place where men ought to worship. Jesus saith unto her, Woman, believe me, the hour cometh, when ye shall neither in this mountain nor yet at Jerusalem worship the Father. Ye worship ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. But the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshippers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth, for the Father seeketh such to worship him. God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. The woman saith unto him, I know that Messiah cometh, which is called Christ. When he is come, he will tell us all things. Jesus saith unto her, I that speak unto thee am he. And upon this came his disciples, and marveled that he talked with the woman. Yet no man said, What seekest thou, or why talkest thou with her? The woman then left her water pot, and went her way into the city, and saith to the men, Come, see a man which told me all things that ever I did. Is not this the Christ? Then they went out of the city, and came unto him. In the meanwhile his disciples prayed him, saying, Master, eat. But he said unto them, I have meat to eat, that ye know not of. Therefore said the disciples one to another, If any man brought him aught to eat? Jesus saith unto them, My meat is to do the will of him that sent me, and to finish his work. Say not ye that there are yet 4 months, and then cometh harvest? Behold, I say unto you, lift up your eyes and look on the fields, for they are white already to harvest. And he that reapeth receiveth wages, and gathereth fruit unto life eternal, that both he that soweth and he that reapeth may rejoice together. And herein is that saying true, one soweth and another reapeth. I sent you to reap that whereon ye bestowed no labor. Other men labored, and ye are entered into their labors. And many of the Samaritans of that city believed on him for the saying of the woman, which testified, He told me all that ever I did. So when the Samaritans were come unto him, they besought him that he would tarry with them, and he abode there 2 days. And many more believed because of his own word, and said unto the woman, Now we believe not because of thy saying, for we have heard him ourselves, and know that this is indeed the Christ, the Savior of the world. Now after 2 days he departed thence and went into Galilee. For Jesus himself testified that a prophet hath no honor in his own country. Then when he was come into Galilee, the Galileans received him, having seen all the things that he did at Jerusalem at the feast, for they also went unto the feast. So Jesus came again into Cana of Galilee, where he made the water wine. And there was a certain nobleman whose son was sick at Capernaum. When he heard that Jesus was come out of Judea into Galilee, he went unto him and besought him that he would come down and heal his son, for he was at the point of death. Then said Jesus unto him, Except ye see signs and wonders, ye will not believe. The nobleman saith unto him, Sir, come down ere my child die. Jesus saith unto him, Go thy way, thy son liveth. And the man believed the word that Jesus had spoken unto him, and he went his way. And as he was now going down, his servants met him, and told him, saying, Thy son liveth. Then inquired he of them the hour when he began to amend. And they said unto him, Yesterday at the 7th hour the fever left him. So the father knew that it was at the same hour in the which Jesus said unto him, Thy son liveth. And himself believed, and his whole house. This is again the second miracle that Jesus did when he was come out of Judea into Galilee.
Okay, thank you. Have a good one. Bye.